Hi my amazing planner people, it's Jess from My Magical Planner, and today we're going to be doing my weekly spread for the week of January 31st through February 6th. And I'm going to be doing that in my 7x9 planner from Harriet Wright Designs and using this beautiful kit from Sticker Guru. So in the effort of full disclosure, this Sticker Guru kit was gifted to me by them because I am on their PR team. They did an amazing gift for all the people on their PR team for Christmas. I'm going to go ahead and link that up here. Also, if you want to use my discount code, I will have a link in the description to Sticker Guru, and my PR code is JESS15, which gets you 15% off most items. It doesn't cover, I think, $2 Tuesdays and sale items, but most of the rest it does cover, so enjoy that. This is most of my freebie, so I have used two of the stickers off of here. They were line dividers at the bottom, but everything else you see on here is on my freebie. And even on $2 Tuesdays, you can put Jess in the notes to seller and still get my freebie. So let's take a look at this kit. So the kit's called January, and even though it's called January, it doesn't say January on any of the boxes, so I feel totally comfortable using this. And it feels perfect for this week because it says snuggle up and watch it snow. And I think we may be getting as much as, I think one day it's 3 to 7 and the other day is 8 to 12 this week. So it felt really perfect. And it's a little gray here as well. So I'm going to be using that box. I know I want to use this box. I love the florals that they picked and the way the foil is on these kits, because it's a different paper than their normal kits that they print in-house. This one's printed outside, I believe, and it just feels a little different. It's matte, but it's a really smooth matte. I don't know the differences between all the different papers. I think their normal paper is unicorn and this one's premium matte, something like that. So, but it looks really pretty. I love the florals they picked out, and like I said, the foil just really pops off the page. It's a little hard to see through the camera. And then here's their washi strips. I love this one with the snowflakes. It's going to be so perfect for this week. And this one, I don't know, I'm playing with the idea of maybe using it at the top, but I have to think about it. And then I have some dividers here. So you have like your kind of plain dividers, and then you have a floral one. And then we have these specific dividers. So they have this week, habits, meals, and errands. And then here's all your days of the week, your checklist, your habit trackers, your Monday through Sunday, as well as a bow checklist over here. Some other boxes on this side, some layering pieces. And then the fourth page is your functional with all of these boxes. So I'm excited to try and put this together. It doesn't have any florals, so I did pick out these florals from Letters to Apollo that I think I might look at. And I also have these from Harriet Wright Design that I'm debating if they're going to go. So I have those. I picked out a whole bunch of Sadie stickers, her Snowflake $2 Tuesday stuff, because I think that's going to go really well as well. I have a variety of different boxes and icons. I will try and let you know what shops those are all from. If I ever miss one, just let me know, and I will be happy to get that to you. All the shops I use, I put in the description with links, so it's easy for you guys to find those, but I'm only a PR person for Sticker Guru. Just full disclosure there. So anyhow, I think I'm going to get into this. If you're not familiar with my planning style, so I am doing this on Sunday the 30th. I will be pre-planning my week, and then I come back in at the end of the week and I'll do a voiceover, and hopefully that'll be posted on Sunday. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and get into this, and I'll meet you guys in the voiceover. So it's taken me quite a while to get this up for you guys. I actually checked like 3 times. I was like, I haven't posted this yet? Really? So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and put down that bottom washi first, because I was still debating about what I wanted to do at the top, but I knew for sure I wanted to use that washi. So I went ahead and put it down, and then I pulled out some trims from Sadie's stickers. These are snowflake trims, and they are a little tricky. So I can't remember if I got these on an oops. They might have been, because they're just a little off cut. So the top ones are slightly different from the ones that are on the bottom, but I think it actually looks really amazing. They are a little trickier to pull up, but if you pull up just a little bit and then move your tweezers along and kind of distribute that pull evenly, they usually come up pretty easy. And if that doesn't work, I'll switch and start pulling it up from the other end. And between the two of those methods, I haven't had any problems with these tearing or anything like that. So it's something to keep in mind if you're struggling to get these up. So you'll see me like just going along with the tweezers there because that one wanted to stick just a little bit. Once we have those down, I just kind of trim it so it's perfectly inside the lines. It's not a bunch over, but I just think it cleans it up really nicely. And then after I get that down, we're going to start pulling out some different florals and snowflakes to try and figure out what to do at the top because I wasn't 100% positive. I did go and find the monthly kit from Sticker Guru that did match this weekly kit, and I had some leftover florals from that. I also pulled out these florals from Letters to Apollo. This is a whole set. So there's florals and there's like decorative boxes and then there's headers. So I kind of try to do a few different things and matching that up. I did like the Letters to Apollo floral a little bit better than the original floral that went with the monthly kit because it just had a little bit more color to it. And so I'm going to try and combine the two because I didn't have a whole lot of the one left and there was no way I was going to be able to do a spread with it. I also pulled in these snowflakes. These are half snowflakes that were from Sadie Stickers. I also had a sheet from Sadie Stickers of these little clusters of snowflakes, so I also added a few of those in there as well. If you want to see close-ups of what that actually looked like, I mean, you can kind of see it here, and if you want to see it in more detail, I'll have photos up on my Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's just My Magical Planner, all one word, on Instagram, and a link will be down below. The other thing I'm doing differently this week is I didn't draw a line to try and line up those headers when I had the header deco there. Instead, I laid down my ruler and kind of eyed it, and it actually worked better for me. I don't know if it's just the way that my brain works or what, but that seemed to work pretty well. So if you're having trouble with that, maybe it's a way to try and do it. I don't know. It worked for me. It may not work for you. It may work for you. So I really enjoyed putting down this deco though. It was just kind of fun to experiment with and try and do some other things. Right about here, I figured out I could put one of those snowflakes at the edge on the top facing down. And I wish I had thought of that sooner and had it in more places, but I'm super happy it's there. And with the date headers, I am using Sadie Stickers kind of snowflake dates. I think I got these in a grab bag as well. And I think they're really beautiful. Like when I saw them in the shop, I don't think I bought them because I thought they didn't look quite right. But once you have them down on the paper, they look so beautiful. So here I'm going back in and adding some more of those clusters and just trimming off that little edge that was at the top of some of the stickers so that it was flush with the paper and it wouldn't stick to anything. Once I have that down, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my column on the side. I wanted to bring in that bigger sticker. I thought it was so pretty, but it was too big to go at the top as a header. So I thought this worked really well. And then I pulled in one of the signs from Sadie Stickers and Shantine Plan's collab, which this is the first time I've used the sign. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these are really cool. So I did use just a little bit of floral there in the corner to kind of bridge that gap between those. And then I started putting the trims on the side here. And I am in love with how this turned out. Seriously, I did think about overlaying another box on that sign at the top, but I ended up not. It looked too cluttered, but I did add some floral to the sides of it and it looks amazing. I'm so proud of that sign. But here I'm adding in more of those trims and I'm like, oh, this looks really cool. So I went ahead and did it all the way down the column and I absolutely loved this. I think I might like this more than doing the deco at the top and it fits my planner a little bit better. So I think I'm going to try and pull that in more often now. I did have to lift up some of these just to tuck under other elements because I wanted that floral on top. So I do have a habit tracker there, which I'm going to label for going for walks. And then, of course, I'm putting my meals down there at the bottom. I did realize before I got all the way to the bottom that I was going to want to tuck some things underneath. So I did wait to put in the last decorative headers there at the bottom, which worked out really well for me. I did I feel less in this sidebar than I normally would. I'm adding in some of my Joy of Planning little stickers, which I adore. I'm kind of addicted to them, I think. They're so cute and perfectly sized for me. You can get them in a bigger size if you want to, but I always go with the mini. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead. I wanted to label self-care. And so I'm using one of the decorative boxes that matched those headers over there and labeled the self-care on top of it. And then below it, I'm actually going to list a couple of different ideas for self-care so that when I'm tired later in the week, I can look back at this and reference it and make sure I'm doing something on that list. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put down those full box stickers. Now, usually I don't put any up towards the top in that like top third portion, but this week, because we had that big snowstorm coming and I knew I wasn't going anywhere on Thursday because it was supposed to snow all day and we were supposed to get more than 10 inches. So I went ahead and put it up at the top. It felt like the perfect box for that day. And I just went ahead and put the rest of the boxes on in kind of a random pattern. And then I'm going to go back through and add some different things here. The first thing I'm going to add is actually a checklist to Monday because with the big snowstorm coming, I knew there were a bunch of things that I needed to get done beforehand so I wouldn't have to worry about them in the second half of the week with the snow. Things like making sure we had the groceries done because people go a little crazy when these big snowstorms come through and like they clean everything out. There's like no bread, no milk, no nothing because everybody has to get them at the same time. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. I needed to do a couple other errands like making sure we had some salt for the front steps. So that kind of thing. So I had to get those done. And the to-do list really helped me do that. I didn't have a whole lot of extra time, it felt like, in these couple days before that snowstorm hit. I did cut down a box to kind of be that midi box size to mark my nail appointment. I did do a swoop on here. I think I also tried something else on that side of that box, but none of them really felt quite right. So I ended up, in the end, taking that off and kind of leaving it blank on that left side. I do like using the Joy of Planning little girls with the nail polish bottle. I do wish they came in other colors though. It's just gray, which was perfect for this spread. Then below my decorative box, I went ahead and used 2 of those half circles from the kit. And then I took these circles. I can't remember if they were from the kit or if they were from the monthly kit, but I had it. And so I cut it in half and then put it inside there. And I really liked the contrast and the way that it looked. So I used those to mark a few different things like this. I put a little computer down there and I'm using it to mark my editing. And then I just pulled in a box from the Letters to Apollo that matched that floral to mark my physical therapy. That was my last appointment. So I'm kind of just doing things on my own right now. It's really nice to have that extra time because that was a fairly large commitment to make that happen. I also am going to mark down at the bottom that I wanted to post the weekly spread. Like actually, I think it was this post that I wanted to get up that day and it just did not happen. But what I did is I used one of the corner scalloped little boxes and then overlaid that. It might have been Sadie Sticker's little bubble with the camera on it. Then on to Tuesday, it was Lunar New Year because it's the first day of February. So I wanted to make sure that I marked that. I pulled in the Letters to Apollo little Lunar New Year script. I love these scripts. They're probably my favorite ones to use for holidays. And then also layered on some floral there. That's the floral from the monthly kit. And then I had these that I picked up in a grab bag from the Pretty Pink Co. And the gray just matched so perfectly. I think they were called like Princess something like that. And then I'm going to layer on just a regular box from the kit and a little squiggle that I found. Oh, I can't remember which company this was from, but I'll look it up and make sure they're on Billo, and layered on my skating girl so that it kind of looked like the grooves in the ice. I really like doing that so I could mark her lesson. I'm going to go below that big box and I'm layering on 2 of the page flags from this kit, and then I overlay a clear icon that I have that's kind of a play button. Now, I'm struggling a little bit with these clear icons because sometimes they just kind of melt into the background. I know it's there, but sometimes it doesn't hit me right away, but I'm still trying to use them up. I think if I had to do it all over again, I would make sure that I ordered them in white because I like that separation. But I went ahead and marked that and gave myself a checklist below it to make sure that I had some things I wanted to get done for the channel. I think those got postponed until later in the week when it actually came to this. And then on the 2nd, which was Groundhog's Day, if you don't know, we did get more winter. And then that ended up being a snow day, which I ended up marking, like writing it in, and so you'll see that at the end. But then I had an editing box because I knew I wanted to get some Plan With Me editing done. Dan had his trombone lesson, which ended up getting canceled because of the snow. And what else? Oh, there was hockey that night. We actually went to the hockey game. Oh my gosh, it was snowing so bad. I thought we were going to get stuck on the way there, but my husband was so intent on going. It was horrible, guys. But we made it there safe. We got home safe. Michigan won. It was all good. Then on Thursday, like I said, that was the day the big storm was really supposed to hit. So we pretty much stayed home. I had a virtual doctor's visit, which I marked by having that box with the floral on both sides. A lot of times when I'll cut a floral in half, I'll try and use the other half on that same area, just flipped over in reverse. Emily was supposed to have an occupational therapy session this day. That was also canceled because of the snow. Like, nobody else could make it into the office. They called me and they were like, can we reschedule? Because I'd only be going in for you. And you're like, yeah, that's fine. Megan had lessons this day. I'm trying to remember. I think we made it for the lessons. So, because by that point the snow had stopped, but I'm not 100% positive now. It's been a few weeks, so I can't remember off the top of my head. So bad. And then I'm going to move on to Friday. I knew I wanted to use some of the square icons at the top, but I was kind of struggling with it a little bit. Instead of working on Friday, I knew I wanted to use a certain box on Saturday, so I went ahead and pulled that off because Dan's solo ensemble was supposed to happen this week, and luckily it was virtual, so it got postponed, I think, one day, because originally he might have had to do it on Friday. So they postponed it to Saturday, and he just had to go into the school, record it, and then submit it. So we did that on Saturday, and I marked it by using this box and putting the little musical note. I think that's a Harriet Wright Designs musical note there. And then I'll use another one of those little half circle boxes to mark. Megan was working with Learn to Skate here. She's been enjoying it. It's been really good for her. She mostly just helps the little kids from falling down, but it's nice to see her interacting with the kids and stuff like that. So after that, let's see, where did I go? Oh, the bottom. That was me marking that I needed to record the following week's Plan With Me. I usually try to do those on Saturday. It doesn't always happen though, because I don't always have all the information I need, or there's a time issue, or my kids are being crazy. I also marked just a planning icon because I usually use Saturdays as like my big planning day. So I just pulled in one of the square boxes from the Letters to Apollo boxes and put it there with one of the Joyfully Planning little girls, which was planning. And then I went back to Friday and layered on one of the square boxes with one of the square boxes from Letters to Apollo, and I really liked the way that that turned out. I also pulled in another one of those circular boxes from the Pretty Pink Co., which I'm going to use to mark the video I wanted to put up on that day. And then at the bottom, I did put in a checklist, and I knew I wanted to put a to-do script here. It's a Harriet Wright Designs to-do script, but I wanted it to be on top of something, but I didn't want a huge box. So I went ahead and took one of the headers and cut it down and put the to-do script on top of that. And I really like the way that that turned out. I'm going to add a checklist to Sunday because I always have things that I need to do to prepare for the coming week that I'll do on Sundays. So this theoretically was going to be to clean the house, but with all the kids home, there was just a lot of chaos. And so some things got done, but not everything. Still working on that. I did cut down some florals to go with that, and then layered on a Joy of Planning little cleaning girl. So, and then after that, I'm going to go back over to Friday and put down that organized script and kind of layer on some florals there at the bottom, as well as one of like the girls from the planning, from Joyfully Planning, that has like a stack of planners to mark organizing my stickers, which hasn't happened yet because with the snowstorm, there was a lot of things that had to be pushed and things like that. And I just, with having all the kids home, I didn't have as much time and space to do those things. And then I'm marking menu planning that needs to happen on Sunday. And I'll pull in a square box and I was going to put a play button and mark something to do with the channel, but I nixed that idea and instead pulled in, I think that was the last of the little header decos, and then layered on doing laundry because laundry is always done on Sundays. I mean, it's done the other days too, but it's my catch-up day where I might do sheets and towels and things like that. So that's pretty much the most of this plan. I'm just going to go back through and add a little bit more florals and that kind of thing. But overall, the spread was done. And now we're going to transfer to an overview of what the whole spread looked like. And there you go. We'll go in for some close-ups. And as we're doing that, I'm going to say, this was really fun. I loved using this kit. I hope you guys enjoyed this plan with me. And until next time, I'll see you guys real soon.